Hello everyone, welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we're bringing you a very, I would say, embarrassing lesson for us men.
Right, embarrassing for men, but I think it's okay for women.
That's right, we're going to be talking about buying underwear, specifically women's underwear.
Right, so obviously not the favorite thing for men to do.
Well, apart from being a little bit uncomfortable, it's also boring.
Yeah, it involves shopping, right?
It involves shopping, so we're not really big on that.
All right, but, well, even though it might be a little bit of an uncomfortable topic, there is some great language in here, isn't there?
Yeah, there's some really good words, and of course, the different types of underwear that we're going to be looking at.
Yeah.
But we also have some words that we're going to take a look at before we get into our dialogue, so let's start with vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
Well, we're going to look at two words that will appear in our dialogue, and the first one is lingerie.
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 Okay, so lingerie, this is a nice fancy word. Mm-hmm. Basically for underwear, right?
Right, for women's underwear.
Women's underwear.
Yeah.
So lingerie, but it's very nice, very...
Like pretty, sexy.
Sexy underwear, yeah.
Now, the spelling of this word is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's spelled Lingerie.
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 Yes. Don't you love English spellings?
So, women's nice, pretty, sexy underwear.
That's right. And our second word, awkward.
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 So this is a feeling that men have, especially when they're buying women's underwear.
Well, yeah, you feel a little bit uncomfortable, or it's a strange situation.
Or weird, or out of place.
It's awkward.
Yes. All right, so we're going to be hearing both of these two words in the dialogue. Now, Marco, where are we here?
We're going to be at a department store at the section where they have women's lingerie, and we have a guy buying underwear for his girlfriend.
All right, well, let's find out what happens.
This sucks. I hate buying lingerie. Okay, just find something and get out of here. All right, these are fine. Oh, no, don't come over here. Don't come over here.
You look a little lost. Can I help you?
I'm just having a look around. It's my girlfriend's birthday tomorrow. I'm trying to find her something.
Well, you can't give her granny panties. Have you thought about getting her some sleepwear? We've got these lovely silky nighties, or how about some nice panties and a bra set? Look, here's a nice satin push-up bra, and you can choose a few different styles of undies to go with it.
Sure, that's fine. This is so awkward. What ones do I pick? What size is she?
Well, do you want a thong? Some bikini briefs? Maybe this nice pair of lacy boy shorts.
Just pick something and get the hell out of here. I'll go with these two. This is mortifying. I just want to get this over with, and she better thank me for this.
Here you are, sir. I'm sure she'll enjoy them.
Finally.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm going to have to take a look inside your bag.
Oh, the poor guy. I totally feel bad for him.
Yeah, he was really nervous, and of course, it was very uncomfortable for him.
I know, and then the security guard shows up.
Exactly. But we had the opportunity to take a look at some really great words and phrases, so let's start off with our first one in language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
All right, well, we're going to look at words here that mostly have to do with underwear, describing underwear.
Right.
And the first one is granny panties.
Granny panties.
Granny panties.
This isn't like a real word, right? It's not something you'll find in a dictionary.
No, it's a slang word. And we use it to describe really big, ugly underwear like your grandmother would wear.
All right, so they're not like the sexy little underwear. It's more like long, and it's not very appealing.
Just picture what your grandmother would wear.
No! All right, so granny panties.
So obviously, this guy doesn't want to be buying any of those, but the saleswoman suggests that he try some sleepwear.
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 Sleepwear. Okay, so sleepwear.
Obviously, clothes you wear when you're sleeping.
Now, this is really interesting because men aren't really that complicated when it comes to sleeping. Just throw on a t-shirt and that's it.
Well, obviously for women, there are more options and more different things you can choose from. So
Okay.
it's a whole separate category for
I know.
women.
Even when you're sleeping, you must wear something nice.
Yes.
One type of sleepwear is silky nighties.
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 Okay, so a nightie.
It's basically a dress that you wear when you sleep.
Okay. Now the pronunciation is interesting because the first 5 letters are night,
Right.
right? But you don't say night.
You don't say nighty.
You say nighty.
Yeah, you make the T a D. Nighty.
Now she offered him some silky nighties.
Right. So silky. Obviously, we know silk is a
Right.
soft, shiny fabric, right?
Right.
So when something is silky, it's either made from silk or it's
Similar.
soft and shiny.
Okay, so
Yep.
some silky nighties, very soft, shiny nighties.
Exactly.
Okay. What about our next word?
Well, the sales girl offers different styles of undies.
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 So undies is an interesting word. It's basically short for underwear.
Underwear, okay. So you can just call underwear undies.
Yes. But I think you mostly use this when you're talking about women's underwear.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't know if I would say undies when I'm talking about men's underwear.
No, I don't think so. Maybe children's underwear.
Yeah, for children.
For
Yep.
children, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so we saw some of the different types of clothing, but now let's take a look at this interesting adjective, mortifying.
Mortifying.
This is mortifying.
Mortifying.
Okay, so when something is mortifying,
Well, I think we've got some examples to show you what that is like.
Example 1.
And then I fell in front of everyone. It was mortifying.
Example 2. I was completely mortified when I realized what I had done. Example 3.
It must have been mortifying for her when she realized that her underwear was showing.
so basically it's very embarrassing.
Super embarrassing.
You want to die almost.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is interesting. I mean, mort.
Right? From death,
French.
right?
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Well, etymology here at English Pod.
All right, so some interesting. Okay, so we saw the different types of underwear. We saw this really great word for when you're really embarrassed. So now let's take a look at some of the phrases that you would use when you're really embarrassed in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
All right. Well, we have 2 phrases to look at here. The first one, get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out of here.
Okay, so if I say I want to get the hell out of here,
You want to leave this place really quickly.
really quickly.
Yep.
Just, I want to leave.
Right now.
Now, when you're using this phrase or this sentence, get the hell out of here, is it really polite?
No, of course not. It's impolite.
Okay, so
it's
it's
really negative.
Very negative and informal, right?
Yep, yep.
So you would use this maybe with your friends or, like in this case, think it to yourself.
Yes, but it's not a good idea to use with your boss or your mother.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess sometimes depending on the tone you use, how you say it, you can sound really angry, right?
Definitely.
Right? Okay.
All right, well, let's listen to some examples.
Example 1.
This place is scary. Let's get the hell out of here.
Example 2. What are you doing in my house? Get the hell out of here. Example 3.
We were at a friend's party and all of a sudden her parents arrived. We got the hell out of there as quickly as possible.
All right. So get the hell out of here.
Get the hell out of here.
Now let's take a look at our last phrase for Fluency Builder. Get this over with.
Get this over with.
I want to get this over with.
So you want to finish it really quickly.
But you want to finish it because you're not really enjoying it, right?
Exactly. This is something that you use when the situation is negative.
It's negative. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I just want to get this over with.
Yeah, I want to get this test over with. I want to get this day over with. I want to get this.
Maybe if you're on a bad date, I want to get this date over with.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
All right, well, interesting phrases. And I think it would help us to hear them once more in context in the dialogue.
This sucks. I hate buying lingerie. Okay, just find something and get out of here. All right, these are fine. Oh, no, don't come over here. Don't come over here.
You look a little lost. Can I help you?
I'm just having a look around. It's my girlfriend's birthday tomorrow. I'm trying to find her something.
Well, you can't give her granny panties. Have you thought about getting her some sleepwear? We've got these lovely silky nighties, or how about some nice panties and a bra set? Look, here's a nice satin push-up bra, and you can choose a few different styles of undies to go with it.
Sure, that's fine. This is so awkward. What ones do I pick? What size is she?
Well, do you want a thong? Some bikini briefs? Maybe this nice pair of lacy boy shorts.
Just pick something and get the hell out of here. I'll go with these two. This is mortifying. I just want to get this over with, and she better thank me for this.
Here you are, sir. I'm sure she'll enjoy them.
Finally.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm going to have to take a look inside your bag.
All right, so I guess this situation is very common. Men either having to shop for this type of article for their girlfriend or wife because it's their birthday.
Yep.
Or sometimes we get dragged into a store to buy this
So you're
stuff.
shopping with your girlfriend and she's going to make you go look at underwear with her.
Yeah, I usually don't do that though. I'll just go to the next section and just look around.
Look at tools.
Look at TVs and
Yeah.
PlayStations.
Yes. But you know what? I have seen some men who go shopping with their girlfriends or wives and actually enjoy buying underwear.
See, that's the thing. I think it makes sense, but I don't know how comfortable you would actually be. I don't know why. I guess just how it indicates sexuality and all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Oh, well.
Like, I could do it for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, give my professional advice, and then
Yeah.
I'm out of there.
All right. Well, maybe those guys who look like they're enjoying themselves are just really talking in their heads, telling themselves how much they hate this.
Exactly. Maybe they're just
They're pretending.
pretending or listening to their iPod.
Well, tell us, guys, I know we've got a lot of male listeners. Tell us what you think. Are you embarrassed by women's underwear?
Right. Or women, why aren't you embarrassed when you buy men's underwear for your boyfriend or husband?
I think there's a lot to talk about here. So come to our website at englishpod.com.
Right. Leave your questions and comments. And of course, tell us what you think about this topic.
Well, thanks for downloading this lesson. And until next time, goodbye.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Women's underwear.
Lingerie.
Leave this place.
Get out of here.
Clothes you use for sleeping.
Sleepwear.
A nightdress, nightgown.
Nighties.
A bra that raises the breasts so as to offer additional size through padding.
Push-up bra.
Informal way of saying underwear.
Undies.
Women's underwear worn on the lower part of the body.
Bikini briefs.
Women's underwear that looks like little tight shorts.
Boy shorts.
Extremely embarrassing.
Mortifying.
Women's underwear.
Panties.
Clothes a woman wears to support her breasts.
Bra.
Type of underwear that men use which are similar to shorts.
Boxer shorts.
Normal or traditional underwear for men, similar to the shape and size of panties.
Briefs.
A term used to describe when a person is not wearing any underwear.
Going commando.
A garment worn under the clothing used to mold and shape the torso into a desired shape for aesthetic or medical purposes.
Corset.
British English, same as panties.
Knickers.
Let's try that faster.
British English, same as panties.
Knickers.
Women's underwear.
Lingerie.
Type of underwear that men use which are similar to shorts.
Boxer shorts.
Women's underwear.
Panties.
Normal or traditional underwear for men, similar to the shape and size of panties.
Briefs.
Informal way of saying underwear.
Undies.
A nightdress, nightgown.
Nighties.
A garment worn under the clothing used to mold and shape the torso into a desired shape for aesthetic or medical purposes.
Corset.
Clothes a woman wears to support her breasts.
Bra.
A term used to describe when a person is not wearing any underwear.
Going commando.
Clothes you use for sleeping.
Sleepwear.
A bra that raises the breasts so as to offer additional size through padding.
Push-up bra.
Leave this place.
Get out of here.
Women's underwear worn on the lower part of the body.
Bikini briefs.
Women's underwear that looks like little tight shorts.
Boy shorts.
Extremely embarrassing.
Mortifying.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
This sucks. Now I have to wait another hour for the next train. That movie sucks. It's so boring. I suck at basketball. Let's have a look around before we decide. I don't know what I'm gonna get. I haven't had a look around yet. Do you want to have a look around and see what's available? I don't like lacy dresses. These flowers are so lacy and delicate. It's too lacy. I don't like it. Mortifying. And then I fell in front of everyone. It was mortifying. Mortifying. I was completely mortified when I realized what I had done. Mortifying. It must have been mortifying for her when she realized her underwear was showing. All right, let's get this over with and go home. We have one thing left to do, so let's just get it over with. Can we get this over with by Monday?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we have an elementary level lesson for you.
That's right. Today we're going to take a look at our mobile phones, but not the physical phone. Now we're going to talk about services that you can get for your mobile phone.
All right, so in America and many other places, you don't buy that little card with money on it. You actually have to pay every month for a service. So we're going to learn about this today. Let's check out our dialogue.
Telco Mobile, how can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to activate my voicemail service, please.
Certainly, sir. We currently have a special promotion where we include voicemail services, call waiting, and also three-way calling.
Sure, that sounds great. Are there any other fees?
Not at all. No hidden fees or surcharges. It is a flat monthly rate.
Perfect. I also wanted to know if there's any call forwarding service. I am usually out of town and would like my calls to be forwarded to a local number.
Yes, of course. We can activate all these services in about an hour.
All right, we're back. So now let's take a look at some of these services on Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway. So, Marco, the first word that I wanted to talk about today is this verb, to activate.
That's right. We have a verb here, to activate. And this means to make something start to work, to make something begin.
That's right. So, to turn on. But you don't say, hey, can you activate the light?
Right.
You wouldn't say that. You say, can you turn on the light? But to activate means to start a service.
That's right. So this is what we want today. We want to activate some services. And the first one that we asked for is voicemail service.
Voicemail service. Now let's think about the words that make up this one word. Voicemail. Voicemail. So it's like a mailbox for your phone.
That's right. Where you leave messages, obviously not text messages, but you leave voice messages.
That's right. So, I'm sorry, I cannot answer the phone right now. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep. That's my voicemail message.
That's right. So it's actually a very useful thing. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's take a look at our next service. We also want to get call waiting.
All right, so this is a very interesting service. I don't know if they have this in other parts of the world, but in America, if I'm talking on the phone to you, Marco, and we're having a nice conversation, but then my mom calls, when I'm talking, I hear beep, beep, beep. I hear some sounds, and that means someone else is trying to call you.
That's right.
All right, so you can't hear this, but I can hear this. And that means if I want to talk to my mom, I'll say, hey, Marco, listen, someone else is calling. Can I call you tomorrow?
That's right. So actually, call waiting is a very useful service because the person that's calling you will never get a busy signal.
Right.
You'll always seem available. But the good thing is that you can switch between calls.
So I could say, hey, Marco, listen, I think that's my mom. Can you hold? Can you wait? I will be right back. And then I push a button, and then I can talk to my mom. And then my mom says, okay, I'll talk to you later. I push a button, and then, Marco, you're there.
That's right. That's right. Very useful service as well. Now, let's take a look at our next service that we are also getting as part of this package. We are getting three-way calling.
So, from the name of this, we can think of three people talking, all right? So, maybe, Marco, you want to talk to my mom, too.
That's right.
So, we can talk, and then we add another person. So, you can call a third phone number, 1, 2, 3, me, you, and someone else, and the three of us can talk at the same time.
That's right. So, it's kind of a way of having a small conference between three people.
That's right.
And so, this is what you can do with three-way calling. You can call two people simultaneously and talk to them at the same time. So a lot of great services here. I think we've learned a couple of different things. Why don't we review it and listen to the dialogue again?
Telco Mobile, how can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to activate my voicemail service, please.
Certainly, sir. We currently have a special promotion where we include voicemail services, call waiting, and also three-way calling.
Sure, that sounds great. Are there any other fees?
Not at all. No hidden fees or surcharges. It is a flat monthly rate.
Perfect. I also wanted to know if there's any call forwarding service. I am usually out of town and would like my calls to be forwarded to a local number.
Yes, of course. We can activate all these services in about an hour.
All right, we're back. So now let's keep on going here towards the last half of our dialogue. Let's take a look at some more words on Language Takeaway Part 2.
Language takeaway. So this first phrase in Language Takeaway Part 2 is hidden fees.
That's
hidden
right.
fees. What are these?
The operator guarantees that there are no hidden fees. So this is usually what we call the fine print, the small fees that we don't really know about. So they say, oh, it costs $3 a month. But you have small little hidden fees, like if you're late on a payment, they'll charge you an extra $1, or if you use the service too much, they'll charge you another extra $1.
Right, so a fee is something that you pay, all right? And something that is hidden means you cannot see it. And so, like you're saying with this example, there are many, many conditions, many, many different things, rules that we have to follow. And if we don't follow those rules exactly, then maybe this company that provides the phone service will ask us for more and more money.
That's right. And actually, it has to do a lot with our next word, where she said that there are also no surcharges.
Okay, so a surcharge is an extra amount of money that you have to pay.
So we say that this service has no hidden fees or surcharges. So that means that we don't have to pay anything additional to what we are already paying.
For example, some companies will say, okay, pay us $10 and you get your new cell phone plan. But to activate your service is another $5. So the total price is $15. And that's a surcharge. That's an extra fee that you have to pay.
That's right. Okay, and continuing on the topic of money, she says it is a flat monthly rate. A flat monthly rate.
Well, monthly is an adverb that tells us how often we pay. We pay one time every month. But this term flat rate is very, very important. And we use this term a lot when we're talking about paying fees. So a flat rate means it does not change when you, for example, talk more on the phone.
That's right.
So you pay the same amount every month.
That's right. A clear example is probably your internet service provider. You pay $20 a month, and that's a flat rate. If you use the internet 24 hours a day, nothing happens. You don't pay more. If you use it less, you still pay the same amount of money.
So what if I pay $10 normally, but this month I use the internet a lot, and now I have to pay $15? Is that a flat rate?
No, that's not a flat rate.
Okay, that's a that changes with my use.
That's right. Okay, and now let's take a look at one last service that this man was also interested in getting. And he says that he wants to get a call forwarding service. He wants to forward his calls to a local number.
Okay, so to forward something means to pass it along. So call forwarding means that if I'm not available, for example, I'm not at home and someone calls my home, there's no one there to talk to the person that's calling, then maybe I could have a call forwarding service that will make the call go to my cellular phone. All right, so the call forwarding means that the call will travel to another phone.
That's right. So, as you said, this is what call forwarding is. And the word to forward, as you said, to pass along. Maybe many of you have done it in your emails. When you get maybe a nice message, you forward it to more of your friends. And this is the exact same definition.
Exactly. So you have one message and you pass it on to someone else. And so in call forwarding, you normally have this service if you're often on business trips or traveling, you're out of town.
That's right.
It's very, very helpful for people who are not in one place all the time.
That's right. So why don't we listen to the dialogue one last time, and we'll be back in a bit.
Telco Mobile, how can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to activate my voicemail service, please.
Certainly, sir. We currently have a special promotion where we include voicemail services, call waiting, and also three-way calling.
Sure, that sounds great. Are there any other fees?
Not at all. No hidden fees or surcharges. It is a flat monthly rate.
Perfect. I also wanted to know if there's any call forwarding service. I am usually out of town and would like my calls to be forwarded to a local number.
Yes, of course. We can activate all these services in about an hour.
So talking about all these services, it's very interesting because many of these services are not really available everywhere in the world. Like, for example, voicemail.
That's right. So in China, no one really has voicemail. It's very strange for an American because you think, well, if I'm not home, I want to know why this person called. But oftentimes you just have to call back and find out.
That's right. And actually, I really think that voicemail service is a very good thing, especially if you need to leave a message for someone. You know, hey, we're at the restaurant, call me back when you have a chance. But also, call waiting. I really, really hate to call someone and have the busy, the busy tone.
Beep, 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 beep. And then you know that they're on the telephone, but you don't know when they will stop talking on the phone. This really annoys me too, especially when I call for delivery food from a restaurant. It's like, please answer your phone, but maybe someone's ordering a lot of food.
That's right. So actually, these services are very common in the United States, and I'm sure there are even more services now. I know that you can have a telephone number, for example, in another country, but it'll ring in the United States.
Yeah, that's right. Or you can connect your computer and your messaging service and all these things to your phone. So it's pretty technologically advanced. But I'm very curious to know about you guys, our listeners. What kind of services for your cell phone or for your landline do you have? Do you have call forwarding or voicemail? Let us know. Our website is englishpod.com.
All right, we'll see everyone there.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello and welcome to the English Podcast Zone. I'm so glad you're here because today we are diving into a topic that almost everyone deals with: mobile phone services. We use our phones every day, probably too much, but how well do we actually understand the services behind the scenes? Services like voicemail, call waiting, call forwarding, these aren't just technical terms. They are part of everyday communication, especially if you're living, working, or traveling in an English-speaking country. Let's start with a simple but powerful word you'll hear a lot: activate. This verb means to turn something on, to make it start working. In the world of phones, you don't just use features, you have to activate them. For example, you might say, "I want to activate my voicemail," or "Can you activate international calling on my plan?" Notice how natural that sounds. In English, especially in business or customer service settings, activate is the polite and formal way of saying turn on. And speaking of voicemail, this is one of the most common phone features, especially in the US and Canada. If someone can't answer your call, you leave them a voicemail, a voice message that they can listen to later. It's like a spoken version of a text. Many companies and professionals rely on voicemail, so it's a great feature to know how to talk about. You might hear or say, "Please leave a message after the beep," or "Sorry I missed your call, I just heard your voicemail." Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you're calling your new English-speaking friend, but she doesn't answer. Instead, you hear, "Hi, this is Sarah. I can't come to the phone right now. Please leave a message." That's a voicemail greeting. You reply, "Hey Sarah, this is Ali. Just calling to confirm our coffee meeting tomorrow. Call me back when you can." Simple, natural English, but so powerful in real communication. Now let's talk about something that confuses a lot of people: call waiting. If you've never used it before, here's how it works. You're talking to someone on the phone, and another person calls you. Instead of getting a busy signal, they get a ringing tone. On your end, you hear a little beep. That beep tells you someone else is calling. You can either ignore the second call, or you can switch over and talk to the new caller. In English, you'd say, "Hold on, I've got another call coming in," or "Let me switch over to the other line." That's real, native-level phone language. Now I want to give you a great phrase to add to your vocabulary. Can you hold for a moment? This is what you say if you want someone to wait on the line while you answer the second call. It's polite, simple, and used all the time. Let's keep going with more essential mobile phone services that you'll definitely come across in English-speaking environments. One powerful feature many people love is three-way calling. Now, what does that mean? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like: you, plus two other people, all talking together in the same phone call. It's like a mini conference call, and it's incredibly useful for work, family chats, or planning something with friends. Imagine this: you're talking to your friend, and you realize you also need your sister in the conversation. Instead of ending the call and calling both of them separately, you use three-way calling. In English, you might say, "Let me add my sister to the call," or "Hang on, I'll bring in a third person." These are phrases you should get comfortable using. They're super natural and common in spoken English. Now let's look at some more vocabulary you'll often hear when talking about phone services: hidden fees. If you've ever signed up for a phone plan, gym membership, or even a streaming service, you've probably been warned about this. A fee is a charge, and if it's hidden, it means you don't see it clearly at first. It might be buried in the fine print, only showing up after you've already made the payment. That's why English speakers often ask, are there any hidden fees? Or is this the final price? Or are there extra charges? This brings us to another important word, surcharge. A surcharge is an additional charge added to the original price, usually for extra services or because of certain conditions. For example, a phone company might say the monthly rate is $20, but then charge you a $5 activation surcharge when you first sign up. In that case, your first bill would be $25 instead of $20. So how do native English speakers talk about this? You might hear, there's a one-time surcharge for setup. We don't have any hidden fees or extra charges. The price you see is the price you pay. These are excellent phrases to learn if you ever need to speak with customer service, especially in English-speaking countries. Now, let's talk about something every phone user loves to hear, flat monthly rate. The word flat here means fixed or unchanging. If you have a flat monthly rate, you pay the same amount every month, no matter how much you use the service. This is great because it helps you avoid surprises on your bill. In real life, people might say, it's a flat $30 a month, no matter how many calls you make. Do you offer a flat rate, or does the price depend on usage? These kinds of questions show confidence and fluency in English. Learning this kind of language helps you in more than just phone situations. It makes you better at handling services, subscriptions, and agreements in English-speaking countries. So now you know how to talk about three-way calling, hidden fees, surcharges, and flat rates, useful words that will help you sound more natural, more confident, and more fluent. Let's now explore another extremely useful feature you might need to discuss in English, call forwarding. This service allows you to redirect calls from one number to another. For example, if you're traveling and don't want to miss important calls, you can have them forwarded to your temporary number. In English, we say things like, I need to forward my calls while I'm out of town, or can I set up call forwarding to my office line? The verb to forward means to send something onward, to another place or person. You might already use this word with emails. I'll forward you the email. With phone calls, the meaning is the same, you're just sending the call to a different destination. This is especially useful in professional settings. Imagine you're on a business trip and you want to make sure your clients can still reach you. You could say, please forward all incoming calls to my mobile. Is there a way to forward calls after office hours? These are natural, professional ways to speak about it. Now let's introduce a few more essential expressions that you can use when discussing phone service plans. One of them is monthly plan. When you hear someone say, what kind of monthly plans do you offer? They're asking about different pricing and service options that are billed once per month. Here are a few useful phrases. I'm looking for a basic monthly plan with unlimited texting. Does your monthly plan include data and international calls? I want a prepaid monthly plan, no contracts. You see how flexible and practical that language is? It helps you ask smart questions when choosing a service. Now, let's take a look at another common term, contract. A contract is a written or spoken agreement between you and the service provider. Many phone plans require you to sign a contract for 12 or 24 months. That means you agree to pay for the service every month for the whole period. People often ask, is there a contract? How long is the contract term? What happens if I cancel before the contract ends? These are important questions to understand because canceling a contract early often means paying a cancellation fee, which is another key phrase. Let's go over that phrase. A cancellation fee is the money you must pay if you end the agreement before the contract period is over. For example, I canceled my plan and had to pay a $100 cancellation fee. Is there any cancellation fee if I change my mind? See how all these terms, call forwarding, monthly plan, contract, and cancellation fee, connect to real-world situations? These are the exact kinds of things you'll need to talk about if you're signing up for a phone plan or speaking with customer service in English. Learning these expressions not only builds your vocabulary, but helps you ask smart questions and avoid confusion or unexpected costs. Let's continue building your real-world English with another set of practical and powerful phrases you'll often hear when dealing with mobile phone services, especially when speaking with customer support. One of the most common phrases is "I'd like to." This is a polite and professional way to make a request. For example, "I'd like to activate international roaming." "I'd like to check my data usage." "I'd like to cancel my voicemail service." This phrase works in many customer service situations and always sounds friendly and respectful. Practice using it often. It will instantly make you sound more natural and confident. Now, imagine you're speaking to a phone company representative, and you want to make sure everything is clear. You might ask, "Are there any additional charges?" Or "Is this the final price?" These are very common questions in English when you want to avoid misunderstandings. Let's break that down. The phrase "additional charges" means extra money you might have to pay. Here are a few examples. Are there any additional charges for using data abroad? Do I have to pay any additional charges if I go over the limit? And that brings us to another helpful phrase, "go over the limit." This means using more than what your plan allows. If your plan gives you 5 gigabytes of data and you use 7 gigabytes, you've gone over the limit. In English, someone might say, "If I go over the limit, what happens? Is there a fee for going over the limit?" Let's now talk about unlimited plans. This is a great word to know. Unlimited means no limit. You can call, text, or use data as much as you want. So you'll hear, "This plan comes with unlimited calls and texts." "I need unlimited data for streaming videos." That word, unlimited, is very popular in advertising, especially with mobile companies. But be careful, sometimes companies say unlimited but have fine print, like speed reductions after a certain amount. That's why another useful phrase is "what are the terms and conditions?" This question shows you're being careful and smart. Here are some smart, natural-sounding questions you can ask. Is the unlimited data truly unlimited, or does the speed slow down? Are the unlimited minutes for local calls only? Where can I read the terms and conditions? Asking these kinds of questions helps you practice your English while also protecting yourself from unexpected surprises. It's a win-win. Finally, let's introduce a great word for customer service calls: representative. This is the person who speaks with you when you call the phone company. A sentence you might hear or use. Can I speak to a representative? The representative helped me set up my voicemail. I talked to a representative about upgrading my plan. Learning how to talk with a representative clearly and politely is a big step forward in your English journey. So today, you've added to your toolkit phrases like "I'd like to," "Are there any additional charges?" "Go over the limit," "unlimited," "terms and conditions," and "representative." These are exactly the kinds of expressions real English speakers use every day, and now you can too. Now let's turn our attention to some situations where you might need help with your mobile service. One very useful phrase to know is "I'm having an issue with." This is a polite and clear way to describe a problem. You can use it in many situations, especially over the phone with customer support. For example, "I'm having an issue with my data connection." "I'm having an issue with voicemail not working." "I'm having an issue with call forwarding, it's not activating." This phrase makes you sound calm, professional, and easy to help. Native speakers use it all the time instead of saying something emotional like, "This isn't working," or "I'm angry." Let's now add another excellent expression, "Could you help me with?" This is another polite way to ask for assistance. It shows respect and helps create a friendly tone, especially when speaking to someone you don't know. Try saying, Could you help me with setting up voicemail? Could you help me with checking my bill? Could you help me with switching to a different plan? You'll notice that politeness plays a big role in customer service English. Using phrases like I'm having an issue with, or could you help me with, makes the conversation smoother and more effective. Another common situation is needing to confirm information. This is important because it helps avoid mistakes, especially when you're dealing with prices, services, or phone settings. In English, you can say, I just want to confirm, voicemail is included in my plan, right? Let me confirm, there are no additional charges. Can you confirm when the new services will be activated? These are all very natural and useful phrases when you're reviewing important details. Now, let's talk about the word coverage. This refers to how strong your phone signal is in different places. If you're in a rural area, you might have poor coverage. In the city, you might have full coverage. English speakers often say, how's the coverage in this area? I need better coverage when I travel. This provider has excellent national coverage. Coverage is an important word in any conversation about mobile service, especially if you're choosing a provider or moving to a new place. Let's also look at the term network provider or simply provider. This means the company that gives you your phone service. Examples are companies like Verizon, AT&T, Vodafone, or T-Mobile. You might say, which provider do you use? I'm thinking of switching providers. My provider has great customer service. Speaking of switching, here's another phrase you'll want to know: switch providers or switch plans. These are very common phrases when someone wants to change their service. For example, I'm not happy with my current plan. I'm thinking of switching providers. I want to switch to a cheaper plan with better data. All of these phrases are part of fluent, everyday English. By using expressions like I'm having an issue with, could you help me with, confirm, coverage, and switch providers, you're developing the language skills needed to manage real-life situations with confidence. These are the exact expressions native speakers use, and now you can too. Let's now talk about something very practical: setting up your phone service for the first time. Whether you've just moved to a new country, bought a new phone, or changed providers, this is a situation where you'll need the right English vocabulary and phrases. One of the most common actions is to set up an account. You'll often hear or use the phrase, I'd like to set up a new account. Can you help me set up my account? What information do you need to set up the service? This verb phrase, set up, means to begin or arrange something so it works correctly. It's extremely common in both technical and everyday English. You may also be asked to provide personal details. These could include your name, address, email, and sometimes a form of ID like a passport or driver's license. You might hear questions like, can I have your full name, please? What's your current address? Do you have a valid ID with you? Learning how to confidently answer these questions helps you move through the setup process smoothly. Next, you might hear the word billing. Billing refers to how you're charged each month. A common question is, would you like paper billing or electronic billing? That just means, do you want a paper bill sent to your home or a digital bill sent by email? And of course, they'll want to know how you plan to pay. This is where the phrase payment method comes in. You might be asked, what's your preferred payment method? Will you be paying with a debit card or credit card? Would you like to set up automatic payments? If you choose automatic payments, that means the company will automatically take the payment from your account every month. Many people like this because they don't have to remember due dates. But make sure your balance is always enough. Otherwise, your payment could fail. Let's also talk about data plans, a key topic for modern phone users. Data is what your phone uses to connect to the internet when you're not using Wi-Fi. Plans usually offer a certain number of gigabytes, GB, per month. Useful sentences. How much data does this plan include? What happens if I use all my data? Do you offer rollover data? Let's pause on that last one, rollover data. This is a useful term. If you don't use all your data in 1 month, some providers let the unused amount roll over to the next month. So, if you only use 3 gigabytes out of your 5 gigabytes plan, you get to keep that extra 2 gigabytes. You could ask, does this plan come with rollover data? Is there a time limit for using rollover data? These are smart, practical questions that show you understand how phone services work. Finally, it's a good idea to ask about customer support. You might want to know, do you offer 24/7 customer support? Is support available in other languages? What's the fastest way to reach customer service? Good customer support can make a big difference, especially if you run into technical issues or have questions about your bill. So in this part, we've covered useful language around setting up a phone service, including phrases about accounts, billing, payment methods, data plans, and support. All of these are essential for handling your phone service in English with confidence and ease. Now let's look at some typical real-life situations where you might need to talk about mobile services in English. One of the most common scenarios is when you travel internationally. In this case, you'll want to ask about international roaming. Roaming means using your phone outside of your home country. It often costs more, so it's important to understand the options clearly. You might hear or say, does this plan include international roaming? How much does roaming cost in Europe? Can I receive calls while roaming abroad? A related phrase is roaming charges. These are the extra fees you pay for using your phone overseas. Many travelers forget about these and end up with a huge bill. So, always ask, what are the roaming charges for my destination? Is there a daily roaming pass I can use? Another option you might want to explore is international calling. This allows you to call people in other countries from your own phone. Some mobile plans include this, while others charge extra. Here are some great questions to use. Is international calling included in my plan? What's the rate for calling the UK or India? Can I add an international calling package? Sometimes, people want to block international services to avoid high charges. In that case, you could say, please block all international calling on my line. Can you turn off roaming for this number? Next, let's introduce the word SIM card. This small chip goes into your phone and connects it to your mobile network. When you travel, you might need to buy a local SIM card to avoid expensive fees. Useful questions. Can I use my phone with a local SIM card abroad? Do I need to unlock my phone first? Where can I buy a prepaid SIM card? That last question brings us to another helpful phrase, prepaid. A prepaid plan means you pay in advance for your minutes, texts, and data. There's no contract, and you only use what you've paid for. Many travelers and students prefer prepaid plans. You might say, do you have any prepaid data plans? I'm looking for a prepaid SIM with 10 gigabytes of data. Can I recharge my prepaid account online? Let's also add the word top-up to your vocabulary. Top-up means adding money to a prepaid phone. For example, I need to top up my phone. Can I top up at this store? Is there an app for topping up? These expressions are used worldwide in English-speaking environments, from airports to convenience stores to mobile shops. Let's now dive into a situation that happens to almost everyone: technical problems with your phone service. These moments can be frustrating, but knowing how to describe the issue in clear, polite English can make everything easier and faster. First, let's learn a few key phrases you can use when something isn't working. For example, I'm not getting any signal. My data isn't working. I can't make or receive calls. These are clear and direct ways to describe what's wrong. If you call customer service, you might start with, Hi, I'm having trouble with my connection. My phone has no service, even in areas where I usually have full coverage. Now, let's add some more useful vocabulary. One common word you'll hear is outage. This means a temporary loss of service. For example, is there a network outage in this area? How long will the outage last? You might also hear the word intermittent. This means the problem comes and goes. You could say, the connection is intermittent. It works for a few minutes, then stops. I'm having intermittent service issues with data. If your internet or apps are slow, the right phrase to use is, my data speed is very slow. The pages are taking too long to load. When speaking to a representative, it helps to give details. The problem started yesterday. It happens in different locations, not just at home. I've already restarted my phone, but it didn't help. These details make it easier for the representative to understand and fix the problem. Let's also cover some helpful customer service questions you might hear. Can you please verify your phone number? Have you tried resetting your network settings? Are you using Wi-Fi or mobile data? And here's something important to know. If the issue can't be fixed right away, the representative might say, we'll escalate this to the technical team. That means they are passing your case to a more advanced support level. Or they might say, we'll open a support ticket for you. This means they'll track the problem in their system and follow up with updates. You could also ask, will I be notified when the issue is resolved? Is there a ticket number I can refer to? Sometimes, people feel upset when dealing with technical problems, but remember, staying calm and using clear, polite English will help solve the issue faster. Try phrases like, I appreciate your help. Thanks for looking into this. Please let me know if you need any more information. Now let's talk about another important topic, upgrading or changing your phone plan. As your needs change, you might want more data, better coverage, or new features. Knowing how to speak clearly about upgrades in English can save you time and money, and help you sound fluent and professional. Let's begin with a simple but powerful sentence. I'd like to upgrade my current plan. This tells the provider that you want something better than what you currently have. You can also be more specific. I need more data. Do you have a plan with 10 gigabytes or unlimited? I'm looking for faster data speeds. Can I add international calling to my current plan? These are real, everyday ways native speakers talk when customizing their service. You might also want to downgrade, which means switching to a smaller or cheaper plan. For example, I'm not using all my data. Can I downgrade to a smaller plan? I want to reduce my monthly cost. These phrases show that you're aware of what you're paying and how much you really need. That's smart communication. Now, let's introduce the term plan options or available packages. You might ask, can you show me the available packages? What plan options do you have for students or families? Many providers offer family plans, student discounts, or bundle deals. These are great ways to save money. You could say, is there a family plan that lets us share data? Do you offer any discounts for students? Can I bundle my phone and internet service? The word bundle is very useful. It means combining multiple services for a better price. It's commonly used in advertising. Bundle and save, phone, TV, and internet for one low price. Now let's talk about phone upgrades. This is when you get a newer or better phone, often as part of a contract extension. You could say, when am I eligible for a phone upgrade? Is the upgrade free, or is there an extra charge? Can I trade in my current phone for a discount? Trade-in is another key term. Many companies let you give them your old phone to reduce the cost of a new one. For example, you can trade in your phone and save $200 on your upgrade. Before you make changes, it's always a good idea to ask about terms and commitments. For example, if I upgrade, do I have to sign a new contract? Is there a fee for switching plans mid-contract? Being clear and asking questions shows confidence and prevents unwanted surprises. And finally, remember to confirm everything. You might say, so just to confirm, my new monthly rate is $30, and I get unlimited data, correct? The upgrade is free with a 12-month agreement, right? Let's finish by exploring one final area that's extremely useful when dealing with mobile phone services: managing your account and understanding your bill. This is a critical part of daily life in English-speaking countries, and having the right vocabulary helps you stay in control. First, let's look at the phrase "check my bill." You might say, "I'd like to check my latest bill. Can you explain the charges on my bill? There's something on my bill I don't recognize." It's common to receive a monthly statement that shows all your charges, calls, data usage, international calls, taxes, and any additional fees. Some useful words you'll find on your bill include a total balance, the full amount you owe, a previous charges, what you were billed before, a current usage, what you've used this month, a taxes and fees, government or service-related costs. If something doesn't seem right, you can say, "I think there's an error on my bill. This fee wasn't explained to me. Can you review it? I'd like a breakdown of this month's charges." The phrase "a breakdown" means a detailed list or explanation. This helps you understand exactly what you're paying for. Now let's talk about managing your account online. Many companies offer apps or websites where you can see everything: data usage, payment history, plan details, and more. Some phrases you might use include, how do I log into my account? Can I update my payment method online? Is there a mobile app for managing my plan? You may also want to change your notification preferences, which means how the company contacts you. You can say, "I'd like to receive billing alerts by email. Can you turn off promotional messages?" Another important feature is usage alerts. These are messages you get when you're close to your data or minute limits. You might ask, can I set up data usage alerts? Will I get a warning if I go over my limit? And of course, don't forget about payment reminders. These help you avoid late fees, which are extra charges for paying after the due date. A very common question is, can I set up automatic payment reminders? What happens if I miss a payment? In some cases, missing a payment can lead to service suspension, which means your phone stops working until you pay your bill. So you might ask, is there a grace period before suspension? Can I make a partial payment to keep my service active? All of these phrases help you communicate clearly, protect your account, and avoid misunderstandings. You'll sound informed, responsible, and confident, exactly how you want to be in real-world English situations. Thank you for being a part of the English Podcast Zone.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
To cause a device to start working. To activate. Something done to make people aware of a product. Promotion. Money that be paid in addition to the regular. Surcharge. Money that be paid in addition to the regular. Surcharge.
Let's try that faster.
Money that be paid in addition to the regular. Surcharge. To cause a device to start working. To activate. Money that be paid in addition to the regular. Surcharge. Something done to make people aware of a product. Promotion.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
To activate. Once you activate your account, you can begin using the website. To activate. The medicine activates when you pour it in water. To activate. I can't use my phone because I haven't activated my account yet. Promotion. I bought 2 shirts during the promotion sale. Promotion. The new restaurant is having a drinks promotion this entire month. Promotion. In order to draw in customers, they had a promotion. Surcharge. You need to pay a surcharge to process your visa. Surcharge. Nearly every contract comes with a bunch of extra fees and surcharges. Surcharge. I was surprised that there were no surcharges to my bill. Surcharge. If you use your phone a lot, it's better to pay a flat monthly rate. Surcharge. The hotel charges a $100 flat rate. Surcharge. You can get internet in your home for a low flat rate.